Hey everyone, it's me again, your girl C. Elizabeth, here to speak on a little topic that may or may not fit with everybody, but we're gonna talk about it anyway, right? And my topic for today is the burdens of strength. So I'm gonna start off with a little data because that's part of my daytime job. Did you know that there are 720 hours in a 30-day month? And this is kind of typically how their time is allocated. 160 of those hours are work related. If you're working 40 hours a week times four, that's going to give you your 160. But that's not counting travel. So let's go on ahead and add some travel time. Let's add 40 hours. Then you got another 180 of those hours that we're supposed to be using for sleep. So if you're sleeping like me, that's about 6 hours. That gives you your 180, right? Let's say you got another 20 hours of errand running throughout the month. You got approximately 112 hours of actual caregiving. You're taking care of your children. You're taking care of a parent. You're taking care of a partner. That's not counting doctor's appointments or going to the school or doing something else. Not counting any of that, right? Then you got another 60 hours of household chores and meal prep. So now you're probably like, why is this lady giving me all these stats? I'm coming. Hold on. That leaves us with a balance of 148 hours for personal care, which is our doctor's appointments, or self-care, which you identify however you identify self-care. 148 hours. Now I'm getting ready to tell you why I decided to drop these stats. So when I was preparing this whole wonderful topic that we're going to talk about today, I thought I was really doing something when I added up my self-care hours and I came up with five, right? Five whole hours. 4 of those hours are committed to my mani-pedi, because I do that religiously. 1 hour is committed to my monthly massage. 5 hours out of 148. I'm already slacking. I don't know about you. Right now, I'm talking about me. I'm already slacking in my part because I've done everything else, right? What? No, something is wrong with this time. The time is not time, and the math is not math. But full transparency, I watch a lot of TV. I do. And I play a lot of video games on my tablet. The TV is just like everybody else. It's for escape. The tablet is to help me focus. But both of these things are used to wind down my brain, and they help me release some of this heaviness that I'm carrying throughout these 720 hours a month. I need these things to help me. And that's the reason why I picked the topic, the burdens of strength. Because what are we doing with this extra time? Because we've already devoted over half of that 720 hours to somebody else. What are we doing with that 148? Let's talk about it. Women are celebrated for being strong. You hear it on music, you see it in movies and plays, and how strong we are, and how wonderful it is of our strength, and all of these wonderful things. But nobody talks about the why, and nobody talks about who's supposed to help us. Nobody is talking about, woo, these women are so strong, they need a break other than Mother's Day. Where is the additional conversation? Because if we're acknowledging the strength, but we don't acknowledge the burden of the strength, and we don't acknowledge the reason why we had to become strong. How did it end up being woven into our DNA? What happened? Other than the fact that men are typically designed to be physically strong, then somehow it was determined that, okay, if men are getting the physical strength, then guess what, woman? You're going to get the emotional and the mental strength, and you'll be okay. As if carrying mental and emotional strength was not heavy. And any person that can tell you that's carrying around that burden of strength, that every day is trying to figure out how to make it work, they will tell you that it feels like you are carrying 100 pounds, or you're carrying your weight. You're carrying your weight and you're carrying your weight, right? So if you're overweight, then you're carrying that overweight. Somebody is going to get it. I know you will. They feel like emotional and mental burdens are nothing. We should just be able to go to sleep, wake up, and start all over again. But it's not true. I'm here to tell you it is not true. My mom raised me to be an independent woman. She did that based on her own experience and her own upbringing. I'm not blaming nobody for nothing. It is what it is. But no one ever talked to me about being a wife. Nobody ever talked to me about being a partner. Everybody talked to me about what to do if I'm alone, if I didn't have a husband, if I didn't get a partner, if I didn't get a mate. You better know how to be independent and take care of yourself. What are you going to do if you're stuck somewhere by yourself? What are you going to do if something needs to be replaced? What are you going to be if you need to know how to fix something? You got to know how to rake the leaves. You got to know how to shovel the snow. You got to know how to fix a flat. You got to know when your oil change is due. You got to know all of this stuff, Courtney. You have to know all of this stuff and still be ladylike and still be attractable and still be. How? Why did I not get the conversation of, hey, Courtney, let's sit down and talk about how to be a good partner? These are the tools that you need. These are the things that you need to learn. This is what you need to have in your back pocket, not what to do if somebody run up on you in an alley. Not what to do if your husband leaves you. Not what to do if you end up getting pregnant and your children's father leaves you. That's the conversation. That's why we had to be strong. That's why it's woven into our DNA, because we have always had to live with the if then. If then. All of this raising and teaching, yes, it did. It made us strong-willed. It made us fiercely independent. But you know what? I ain't asked for that. That ain't what I wanted. I wanted to be June Cleaver. I wanted to be Florence, not Florence, with the Brady wife lady. I wanted to be her. I wanted to marry somebody, and he already had a maid, and that lady was going to take care of me and my kids and his kids, and we were going to have a dog and a cat, and we was going to be good. But nobody showed me how to do that. But they doggone sure did show me how to be a strong and independent woman. And I'm grateful. Please, again, don't think that I'm not grateful. I am. But I wish somebody other than me would talk about the real reasons why we had to be strong. And the real reasons why it continues. The real reasons why all my friends have to raise their daughters the same way they were raised. Let's just be honest about the conversation. There's an expectation that comes with our strength. or rather unrealistic expectations that come with strength. And these are the burdens that I'm talking about. The unreal expectation that we don't get tired and that we always show up and we never say no. And we always know a fix or a remedy. And we always have the answer. And we always got time. And we never need to rest. And we don't get sad. We don't get mad. We don't get overwhelmed. We don't get anxious because we're strong. We don't need to take a day off. We don't need to do any of these things because, again, we've been celebrated as being these strong, independent women. We're celebrated. You all acknowledged us. Woohoo! But then what? After all the fanfare is over and after all of that stuff is gone, then what? We were created for partnership, to help someone do something, to help someone meet a need. We weren't supposed to do the whole thing. We're not supposed to take over the goal. It's the burden of having to be the one or feeling like we have to be the one to carry the load in every ship, every family, every relationship, kinship, friendship. In all of the ships, we are the ones that have to carry it. Then we want to romanticize our relationships. And I'm going to do what I need to do so that they're not going to leave. Guess what, sis? Whether you do it all or they don't do it, you don't do it all. If they want to go, they're going to go. They're going to go. We're doing our jobs. We're giving 200%. But then our coworkers are giving 80%. And guess what? At the end of that 2 weeks, we all still going to get a paycheck. And their paycheck is not going to be any less because they did 80% and you gave 200. We need to learn to distinguish between necessary and unnecessary burdens. What is a necessary burden? Caregiving. You can't get past it. Well, all of those unnecessary burdens, anything that does not put your life or anything that does put your life or your loved ones' lives in danger, that's unnecessary. If it's not helping you or your family, it's unnecessary. Is it going to impact your home, your health, or your job? It ain't necessary. Holding on to people past their expiration date, let them go. You better let them go. And we need to start teaching people how to treat us. And the first person that we need to teach is us. Sit down, have a conversation with yourself. Hey, self, you need to sit down. Hey, self, you need to take some time out. Hey, self, you need to tell these people no. Hey, self, put down that phone. Hey, self, take yourself out to dinner. Hey, self, do what you need to do to live. Because at the end of the day, all these people that we're trying to help and pick up off the ground, if we are not here to do it, guess what? They're going to find somebody else. And that is true in your personal life and your professional life. We have got to learn to take care of ourselves. Listen, put them superhero capes up, them costumes up, and take some time. You got 148 minutes out of a month to figure out what to do for you. Release those burdens and figure out your balance. Ask for help, accept it, and don't be mad about the fact that you needed to ask for help and you accepted it. And by all means, if you don't have a tribe that can support you, and these people that you're hanging around with are not supporting you, man, let them go. That's an unnecessary burden, and you don't need it. You don't need it, I don't need it, and they don't need it. Get yourself some people. Talk to yourself. Encourage yourself. Put that mask on your own face and give yourself that oxygen. Make sure that you eat. Make sure that you take your medicine and drink your water and do all those things that you're supposed to do. Take care of yourself. Release the burden. That's my time. I appreciate you, Angela Shemaine, for this platform, as well as all the other platforms you have out for them. for us. And again, everybody, my name is C. Elizabeth, and thank you for listening to me speak.